Next, should I review the 2014 Gareth Edwards legendary remake of Godzilla, or the original 1954 Godzilla? You decide down in the comment section below. Wow, King Kong vs. Godzilla, my second favorite Godzilla movie from the Showa series, and my second favorite Godzilla movie of all time. This was the highest grossing Godzilla movie ever made, just because of that single kaiju. That's right, King Kong. It was the first ever time both creatures were seen fully in color. Kong hadn't been on the screen since 1933, or at least 1934, if you include Son of Kong. So, if this movie was released in the US in 1963, even though it was released in Toho, or Japan, in 1962, then that means Kong hasn't been on the big screen in 30 years. Once again, not including Son of Kong. This movie is fantastic. A lot of people criticize it because the Kong suit in the movie looks pants. Yeah, kinda does, but that doesn't really take away from the movie itself. Now, if you're wondering why the coloring on this looks a bit wonky, it's obviously because that it was the first time that both creatures were seen in color. So this is how my movie reviews for the next while are going to be laid out. I'm going to do the plot, my thoughts, the monsters in it, and then some trivia about it. So, let's get into the plot. Of course, being in chronological order of every single Godzilla movie, first came Gojira, then Godzilla Raids Again, then comes this one. After Godzilla gets trapped in the iceberg at the end of Godzilla Raids Again, he breaks free after a nuclear war submarine crashes into the iceberg that he's in. Then they say that he's finally back. Godzilla's finally here. I really like the Godzilla design in this movie. I won't go too in depth, of course, because that's for the creature section and my opinion. But that doesn't matter. Let's just keep going. Anyway, then two explorers go to a place called Faroe Island. Once again, switching up the name from Skull Island to Faroe Island. Because a TV presenter wants to find this huge King Kong creature that people have been talking about. So he gets more publicity and his show gets more views and followers and he becomes more and more popular. Of course, the cliche guy who wants to be more popular by capturing a gigantic creature. Is that a cliche? Anyway, they find Kong and bring him back using this. They seduce him with some weird fairy juice of some kind. Some thing. Of course, on the box there's a picture of the natives on Faroe Island. I really like the music they used to put Kong to sleep. Then, after that, Kong and Godzilla finally meet. It's kind of like Freddy versus Jason, where there isn't really one final, where it all just leads up to one final battle at the end. Kind of like the 2014 Godzilla, where they tease Godzilla and the Mutos for the whole movie, and then at the end they finally have one big clash. This movie, it's nice and balanced out. There's one maybe 2-minute clash at the start, and then there's maybe a few second cameo with each other in the middle, and then there's of course the big clash at the end. Some of the scenes are extremely outdated and look absolutely awful, but I don't really care about it. I just really like it. Then they meet and Kong looks at Godzilla after Godzilla fires his breath at him, and Kong has that face on him where he's like, am I really supposed to fight this guy? Then they keep destroying the town. They eventually set up a barricade of electricity, like the one that Godzilla destroyed in the original 1954 film. Godzilla somehow doesn't get through it. Maybe he's been frozen and he has a problem when he was frozen in the iceberg. Kong gets through it perfectly. Energy or electricity actually makes Kong stronger, which we'll get into in the trivia section. But then in the end, they finally have a clash. They both fall into the ocean. Kong's the only one who gets up, but in a book called Godzilla Introduction Definitive Edition, the creator of Godzilla, Tomoyuki Tanaka, who actually wrote the book, said that King Kong didn't actually win. In a lot of the reviews, people said that there were two endings filmed, where King Kong wins in the American ending and Godzilla wins in the Japanese ending. That's not true. In the Japanese version, Godzilla roars and then King Kong roars before the end title comes up on the screen. In the American version, which kind of sadly is the one that I have on DVD, even though it's dubbed in English, and it's still really good. I'd like to see the original Japanese version. It would be cool. Only King Kong roars. I only just watched this movie and it was pretty fantastic. I really love this movie. It's just awesome. Watching it on my big TV is really cool. But anyway, next onto the news section. I had to sit up on my couch because my floor is getting way, way too cold. But anyway, so next, the creatures. There are two main creatures in this, and then there's of course one small creature who makes a cameo, who actually got a lot of attention and quite a good fan base. The little lizard, of course. Godzilla is freaking awesome. This is probably my second favorite Godzilla design ever after the Final Wars Godzilla. If you guys want me to do my favorite Godzillas, comment down below. My third favorite is probably the 2000s Millennium Godzilla from Godzilla 2000. King Kong looks alright in this movie. I mean, the suit kind of looks pants, but it's alright. The back of the box is pretty cool. It shows King Kong and then lifting a train. For some reason, over a football stadium. That doesn't even look like Tokyo. And you know what's even funnier? I'm pretty sure that's somewhere in America. At least I'm pretty sure it is. I'm not too sure. Then on the back we have some cool pictures. Two pictures of Godzilla and King Kong fighting each other. One of Godzilla breathing his atomic breath at King Kong. One of King Kong swinging Godzilla by the tail, which actually happens in the movie. Picture of the natives on Faroe Island and Godzilla and King Kong picking up a girl. Yes, that happens in the movie. So on the back of the box, it does say the two mightiest monsters of all time in the most colossal conflict on the screen has ever seen. King Kong squares up to Godzilla in this Toho classic from 1963. This movie is great. And now my opinion. I love this movie. I don't really have anything to criticize other than... I don't have anything to criticize. I'm not a professional movie reviewer. I'm sure there's something that there's bad about this. Maybe it's just that the King Kong suit looks a bit pants. And you know what? It's fantastic that they're rebooting it in 2020. I'm definitely going to do another review of the original in 2020. And then, of course, do a review on the reboot. If anybody from Legendary is watching this, please make Godzilla win. If Godzilla doesn't win, I think I'm going to kill myself. But anyway, just make Godzilla win, okay? Just make Godzilla win. But that's my review on this movie. Let's get on to some quick trivia to end the video. I think this video is almost 10 minutes long already. Did you know that in the original movie, King Kong was originally going to be Frankenstein? That's why they say that. King Kong gets his power from electricity, which is interesting. Next, once again about the thing that there's a rumor saying that in Japan, if you saw it in Japan, Hong Kong, or any place in the Middle East, that Godzilla would win. And then if you saw it in America or the UK or Ireland or any place like that, kind of in Europe, King Kong would win. But nope. Godzilla roared, and then King Kong roared in the Japanese, Hong Kong, Middle East version, and then everywhere else, King Kong roared at the end, and that was done. Funny enough, I'm actually going to do a Godzilla marathon tomorrow, where I watch every Godzilla movie that I have in chronological order. So it should take the whole day, but I don't really mind. Anyway, thanks guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. David, out.